السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello guys, how are you today? Today inshallah we are going to explain a new grammar lesson. Our lesson today is divided into 4 parts. The first part is verb plus infinitive. The second part, verb plus a noun or a pronoun plus infinitive. The third part is it's plus an adjective plus infinitive, and the last part is gerunds as subjects. We are going to use gerunds as subjects. Okay, let's start. The first part in our lesson today is verb plus infinitive. Look at this. Here we have some verbs that are followed by to plus the first form of the verb. Okay, what are these verbs? They are afford, choose, decide, expect, forget, hope, learn, manage, offer, promise, refuse, remember, try. Okay, so these are the verbs that are followed by to plus the first form of the verb. Look at the examples. We have some examples here. Look at this. We have some verbs on the right, on the left, and we have some sentences on the right. The first verb is expect. Look at this. We didn't expect to arrive so late. We didn't expect to arrive so late. Here we used expect. It is followed by to and the first form of the verb, to arrive. Another example. They managed to get an earlier flight. They managed to get an earlier flight. Managed, one of these verbs that are followed by to plus the first form of the verb. So here we used managed to get. Managed to get. Okay, we can say managed get, or managed getting, managed gets, and so on. So they are wrong, but the right one is managed to get. Another verb, refuse. We are going to use refuse in this example. The airline refused to pay for our hotel. The airline refused to pay for our hotel. Here we used refused. It is followed by to pay. Another verb, remember. I didn't remember to bring my toothbrush. I didn't remember to bring my toothbrush. Remember is followed by to bring. To bring. Okay. Try. Look at this verb, try. I'm going to use try in a sentence. She tried to sleep on the plane. She tried to sleep on the plane, but she couldn't. Here we used sleep. Tried to sleep. Tried to sleep. Let's go to the second part of our lesson today, which is verb plus a noun or a pronoun. A noun or a pronoun plus infinitive. So here we are going to use a verb. This verb is followed by a noun or a pronoun. You can use both of them, one of them, a noun or a pronoun. Okay, then you can use the infinitive. In Latin America, look at this example. In Latin America, families allow children to stay up late. Here we used allow, children. Children here is a noun. It is followed by to stay. Allow children to stay up. Okay, look at another example. In China, people don't expect you to tip. People don't expect you to tip. So you used here expect It is followed by the pronoun you. Expect you to tip. Okay, so we used here expect, then it is followed by a pronoun you, and it is followed by to plus the first form of the verb. So here on this page we explain 2 points or 2 parts. The first part is the verbs that are followed by to plus the first form of the verb, and the second part is verb plus a noun or a pronoun plus infinitive, and we learned that the infinitive is to plus the first form of the verb. Let's look at another part in our lesson. Look at this. Here we have a sentence like this: it's plus an adjective plus infinitive. Okay, so we are going to use it's. We are going to begin our sentence with it's, then we are going to use an adjective, one of these adjectives that we have: polite, impolite, common, wrong, advisable, good, and so on. One of these adjectives. Then we are going to add to it's polite. To is followed by the first form of the verb. We can say it's polite to take off your shoes before you enter a house in Saudi Arabia, for example. Okay, look at these. It's polite to. You can say it's not polite to, or it's impolite to, it's rude to, it's common to, it's wrong to, it's advisable to, it's a good idea to. Note, some of these expressions can be used for advice. For example, it's advisable to. It's advisable to say thank you after a meal in a British house, for example. So it's advisable. I advise you. It means I advise you to say thank you after a meal in a British house. Okay? Expressions of advice with infinitives: try to, try not to, remember to. Complete the sentences. Don't forget to, make sure to, be sure to. For example, I can say try to do your best. Try to do your best. So I advise you to do your best. Try not to, forget your keys, and so on. Look at the last part in our lesson. Gerunds as subjects. Gerunds as subjects. Here we are going to use a gerund as a subject in a sentence. For example, you can say traveling is a good way to learn about other cultures. Traveling is a good way to learn about other cultures. Another example, tipping is not common in Japan. Tipping is not common in Japan. In the 2 examples we used, we started our sentences with traveling and tipping. In the first example, we said traveling, and in the second one, we said tipping. These are verbs, but these verbs we added ing to these verbs. So travel became traveling, tip became tipping. I can say, for example, reading is a good hobby. For example, reading is a good hobby. I started my sentence with, or I began with, reading. Reading. Okay? Let's do some exercises. Exercise A. Make sentences. Use infinitives. Add it's where necessary. Add it's where necessary. Look at this one. These are the sentences. Number 1. Good idea. Follow local customs. These are some words. We are going to make a sentence from these words. So the sentence is, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to follow local customs. Number 2. We have some words. Number 2, we managed to get seats on the crowded bus. What's the sentence? Good. We managed to get seats on the crowded bus. So here we used managed to, then we used get, the first form of the verb. Number 3, not advisable. Not advisable. Carry a lot of money. So these are the words. We are going to make a sentence from these words. What's the sentence? Yes. It's not advisable to carry a lot of money. Number 4, make sure tip taxi drivers. What's the sentence? It is, yes, very good. Make sure to tip taxi drivers. Make sure to tip taxi drivers. So these are some expressions that are followed by to plus the first form of the verb. This expression here, make sure. Make sure. Number 5, try stay in places that are safe. What's the sentence? The sentence is, try to stay in places that are safe. Number 6, polite stand in line for a bus. The sentence is, it's polite to stand in line for a bus. Okay? It's polite to stand in a line for a bus. So this is exercise A. Let's go to exercise B. In exercise B, complete the following sentences with infinitives. Use the information in the article on pages 48 to 49. Look at these. Here we have, it's advisable. We have a space. Then in Japan, it's not a good idea, a space. In Germany. Number 2. Number 3, it's polite, a space. In England. Number 4, it's not common, and we have a space here. In India. And number 5, it's important, a space. In Mexico. And I think it's the last one, it's common, space. In Mediterranean countries. Okay, let's look at number 1. We are going to complete it. It's advisable, look at this one, to read a person's business card, and comment on it. in Japan. Okay, so the sentence is, it's advisable to read a person's business card and comment on it in Japan. Number 2, it's not a good idea. A good idea. What are you going to add here in Germany? Huh? Yes, good. To be late for an appointment. It's not a good idea to be late for an appointment in Germany. Look at number 3. It's polite to say sorry if you accidentally bump into someone in England. Okay? It's polite to say sorry if you accidentally bump into someone in England. Good. Look at number 4. It's not common. It's not common. Space. In India. What are you going to add here? Yes, good. To wear shoes in the house in India. So it's it's not common to wear shoes in the house in India. Number 5, it's important in Mexico to use university graduates titles in Mexico. Yes, good. Number 6, it's common what in Mediterranean countries? It's common to eat dinner late. It's common to eat dinner late in Mediterranean countries. Look at this exercise. Exercise C. Look at the photos. What do you think is the polite, not polite thing, or the right, wrong thing to do in your country? Look at the photos and try to say a sentence. Example: it's polite for businessmen to shake hands. You can say it like this: shaking hands is polite in my country. Shaking hands is polite in my country. Look at these sentences. It's polite to remove your shoes at a mosque. Another example: removing your shoes at a mosque is the polite thing to do. Number 3, it's impolite to shout at the waiter. Number 4, raising your hand is the right thing to do. Number 5, it's rude to point at people. It's rude to point at people. Number 6, pointing at a person is not accepted. Number 7, it's not polite to put your feet on the seat. Number 8, putting your feet on the seat is wrong. Number D, the last exercise that we have. Complete the sentences with the correct form, the infinitive or gerund. Review the list of the verbs that can be followed by gerunds in Unit 4, page 34. Number 1, we enjoyed. I think this verb is followed by the gerund. Look at this. We enjoyed. Yes, good. We enjoyed driving along the scenic route on the way to the ocean. Number 2, Mahmoud managed here. I think it is followed by to plus the first form of the verb. Yes, to change. Mahmoud managed to change the tire in the dark. Look at number 3, refuse. I refuse. What about try? Try different kinds of foods. Yes, very good. To try. I refuse to try different kinds of food. Number 4, we kept. We kept. What about look? Look, I think it will be looking. Yes, good. We kept looking until we found a good restaurant for dinner. Number 5, I expected. Expected, between brackets we have the verb pay a lot of money for hotels. Look at this, to pay. So expected here is followed by to and the first form of the verb. Number 6, I can't stand. I can't stand. Look at this verb. We took it in unit 4, I think. I can't stand wait. I think wait here is going to be waiting. Waiting, yes. Very good, guys. I can't stand waiting in long lines. Number 7, please remember, please remember, take, between brackets you have the word take your passport with you when you travel. I think here we are going to use to take. Let's check. To take, yes, good. Number 8, I tried, learn. Between brackets we have the verb learn some of the customs of the country before I traveled. What about learn? Yes, good. I tried to learn. So tried here is followed by to learn. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Goodbye.